Just so you know, we're gonna have the meetings in this room going forward, unless they need the room for something. We just thought it was a better, and obviously we have a big crowd, we'll have to move, but it's just more, kind of more together. All right, so we will start. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Hope everyone's having a good summer. It went by quickly. Although we have still a few weeks left of yesterday. I have no change to the order of business. I did not get any communication from the public.
I have one communication, which is an accolade for one of our teachers. I could either read it now or with my. Oh, everyone is okay. Okay. All right, I had received an email back in the month of June, late in the month of June, and asked for permission, of course, to read this publicly. It says, "Dear Mr. Souza, I hope this email finds you well. I just want to take a moment to recognize the efforts of Lisa Lepresky for organizing a wonderful performance and celebration this morning that my kids, Max and Nora, participated in. The energy I felt today at being welcomed into the school alongside other parents and staff filled me with an incredible sense of gratitude for Lisa and other members of the school community that helped make the celebration a reality and true success. This event, coupled with Mrs. Savage's amazing art show, have made our family feel very much like we are part of an energetic and caring school community. Having taught for many years, I know the incredible amount of behind-the-scenes preparation that goes into coordinating events that involve students, staff, and parents, and felt the need to express, from a parent point of view, how deeply appreciated and meaningful these types of school events are for everyone. I am looking forward to others in the future. Additionally, I wanted to take a moment to share how impressed our family has been with Lisa's professionalism, organization, communication, patience, and enthusiasm this year. She is an exceptionally gifted teacher and takes the time to do her job extremely well despite challenges. She establishes a sense of routine and consistency with students and parents by providing weekly updates regarding student progress and classroom news. She challenges her students to work hard and creates a caring classroom environment with clear expectations for student behavior. I deeply respect Lisa's approach to teaching and her ability to maintain the stamina it takes to teach in a dynamic and engaging way. Max and Nora have grown so much this year academically. I can't get their noses out of books. And we will miss her dearly. Truthfully, we all will. I cannot say enough about how pleased we are to have had her this year. As you know, teachers play a huge role in the development of students' academics, confidence, and individuality. We are so thankful Max and Nora had Lisa to guide them through one of the very important formative years of their lives. New Hartford is incredibly fortunate to have such an outstanding teacher. Thank you, Tara Fisher.
Great. Get good feedback. All right, open it up for public comment. Public wants to speak. Moving on to, I don't have anything for my report, otherwise I was thinking. Yeah, I'm what it is now. All right, thanks. So we'll move on to the superintendent.
Thank you, Carl. Welcome back, everybody, to our new school year. Super excited, and what a difference a year makes from coming in midstream to kicking off and being here for the first day. Makes an incredible difference. I continue to be extremely impressed with all of the efforts of all of our staff. So I'm going to take a few moments about just going over some really exciting news, some significant enthusiasm. We are just a week ago, we had 439 students enrolled. We're up to 444. And as the school year continues, I'm sure we'll get more students that will continue to enroll. But wanted to offer a tremendous amount of accolades. And I really don't know what to tell everybody here on the board because we have an embarrassment of riches, is what I call them, of true talent and professionalism throughout the district that I've been able to witness throughout the course of the year. And then seeing everybody just gearing up and preparing for this next or upcoming school year just makes me extremely, extremely proud. And that parent letter that was shared by Tara was another echo to that exact same sentiment. So where to start? Huge accolades to our extended school year program this year during the summertime, keeping our kids up to date with work, progressing them, moving them along in terms of their literacy and their academic and mathematic abilities. Huge shout out to the entire ESY team. Our custodians have been working tirelessly around the clock. What an amazing team they are at cleaning each and every one of our buildings very thoroughly, prepared, getting everything ready and in order so that the school year can start off smoothly. It takes a village. Also have to thank our secretaries because again, they do tremendous work in working with central office staff to get students enrolled, get parents in, get paperwork in, registered, get everything up to date. Same with our nursing staff. They do an amazing job getting all of our families in, making sure all of their paperwork is in and that they are compliant with all of the standards necessary. Our IT department from Paul and Linda have worked tirelessly over the summer to make sure that our state reporting is accurate, has rolled over in power schools. Paul has also done a tremendous job. You can see all the laptops that are up above that go through an extensive cleaning process, and it's Paul working extremely hard, and he's here this evening again, so great gratitude to Paul. Our central office staff from Amy Norton to Kelly Lynn Snowden. We have an exceptional staff that has worked again tirelessly all year, and we're gelling more and more the more that we are spending time together. And I can't tell you how incredibly blessed and thankful I am for a team that when I bring up a need, problem solve, we brainstorm together and we get it done. Whether it's grant expenditure reports, whether it's applying for a grant, waiting on the grant, getting information for the grant, whatever it may be, just extremely professional individuals that work tirelessly. Our teachers have been in over the summertime preparing their classrooms, getting away from their summer vacations, and they've been doing a great job getting everything ready. They're excited as well to launch off our school year. Our principals have been working on developing the systems in place for a safe opening and welcoming school environment as well. So great kudos to Dr. Carroll and to Amy Kennedy both. Our curriculum coach who's here this evening, Heather Mathis, has done a tremendous amount of work too this summer. She's got a great load to carry upon her shoulders. She has been working diligently on our Right to Read grant. She has been creating pacing guides for all of our curriculums and getting ready to roll out our ELA or EL program that we're going to be engaging in this year and for next year with a 2-year rollout plan. So huge kudos to Heather. And the list is extensive for so many other people. I'm sure I forgot somebody or something that they've done this summertime to continue the work to prepare and gear up for our school year. So a great kudos and thanks to everybody. And just another quick sentiment, everyone's available to me. It seems, a text or a phone call away. I feel extremely supported as the superintendent of New Hartford Public Schools. I'm so grateful and ridiculously humbled. So that's just a quick kickoff of where we're at. I met last week with the Board of Finance, as was mentioned from our June 6th Board of Ed meeting that I would do in case our enrollment of kindergarten has reached its capacity at the class size limits. So I've gone there and we'll give more information upon that of what the recommendation is from the board to then go to the Board of Finance with a formal recommendation. And so I look forward to discussing that. Those are some of the quick updates in terms of school openings. In terms of literacy updates and focus, I've already covered the enrollment component. The literacy updates and focus, I'm going to turn it over to Heather to give us some of the end of year measures from our students and where they ended the year in terms of their literacy proficiencies.
right, thank you so much for having me here tonight. What we're going to share right now is just a very high level view of how our students ended the school year in literacy, and it will help to just share with you some of our next steps and some of the really exciting things that we're going to be engaging in for the next few years as we make the transition. The first piece of data I have to share is from Dibbles. It's an assessment that's given 3 kinds of years to students in kindergarten, first, second, and third grade. You can see some of the data sporadically throughout the year, but this is specifically again this and this. So you'll notice the colors indicate where those are performing, and end of the year you'll see that our students in K, 1, 2, and 3 where they rise on those areas. And so typically we see between 15 to 20%. This is a pretty typical separation of data. However, our K and 1, the students here from grades and manual. That red and yellow that you see is less than 20%. So what this is telling us is that the adjustments that we made just this year begin aligning with science really paying close attention to this data that you truly need. And so in our second grade cohort, you'll see that there's a larger band of yellow. Again, seeing that smaller bands of red is over it. And so we'll continue to monitor them as they continue to it's really close that we want more of that. Our third grade group is a group that really we spent a lot of time discussing there. That group also kind of had some structural learning loss. They were the kindergarten cohorts when COVID. So that's really see the effects of the. However, at the same time, we're now much more experienced. James using this data, I really engage and so again, just next piece of data is just end of year functional sentiment. So this is a reading assessment that is for examining. This looks at and so again, this assessment is given to students from kindergarten to 6th, and it looks at a certain level that we expect students to get to by the end of the year. Again, this is pretty typical data for us. That students are usually within that, about 75% of students meet that for the goal. This is an excessive direction we've been using for days. Because we have found that assessing by tables better information about specifics and how students need to be able to continue that was so genuine. So again, this data that we have shared over the several years. Again, it's pretty simple how to change 75% of the yeah, absolutely. So some of the things that talks about what is that are kids able to use what they know to help them be their next reading instead of being able to fully reading. So want to make sure that although they actually background them, and this other piece is not something that we put use the it was like the end of so emphasizing the importance of it is that the behavior. and that will give much more consideration. The data. But this is a piece of information that we are. Right, that's a great. So, Phillips is we are able to give demonstrations of the increase the one that we for say this is in next year. It's starting in third grade, third through sixth grade students. Stop. Use that consistency have and that really just speaks data that the Civil is giving us for third through sixth. Start with the yeah. We're very excited to start doing those things so we can get we feel like we can do results. Really, we did our instructions. So that's a great. So in the three, this is gonna was the most foundational. So the theory is that by the time they're in third grade, they'll have solidified those foundations. Start going to look at some of them foundational results, and then other components. So it's not featuring perfectly information, however, it's gonna give us a better idea how they're growing as a shared. So composition now is really not giving us much information to me. That's going to give us years and I guess so. I think for those who have what are in the red yellow these students, we're able to fill progress for them with only fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. We can't reach that with our students who are receiving and special education as well. So this is what students we can monitor using the starting in fourth grade, then that's how there's not. Let's do take our assessment as well. We're going to give us a much or well-done picture of them and leaders and that is your question. I think that's a point that we do are you think like what there's always so I think that we have in place with the photo of it, what's and that's our goal, right? Our goal. Yes. Yes. So it is something that when the party for there is a condition. We want to living very peaceful, how our daily structure is in fourth grade. In fourth grade, they're gonna have to move up to bring up class for our intervention. The fourth grade student is available to fourth grade. In with. I'm just trying to find one of the pieces of activity that's not missing in the structure because when they're missing in the structure, that actually goes longer for them. So having this kind of show that I like their that I would be served. The one is usually we have this time in our solution. So that's well, it's the thing to do. And if you find you really take that what it is, and you're able to just other the other cues that you can see for those so those are that. So going back to those other tricks, all these there might be a version that we can get through actions that great. And that gives us a lot of flexibility to I know I didn't encourage you to continue because it is sometimes everybody's gonna have their flexibility. And it's will often be this. That was just and yeah, it was a big everybody's working to but I think once I you're talking about the takeaways, which is the so some takeaways again the data is again we want to start to close that until they get so finally we do the drinks the most data section trade and then as we talked about report photos, this is where I made doing tweet and below Mobile will continue to support them as they make it how are we going to do all that? Well, all students study through six when I will be participants in the modules that we have content lots of time what kind of hours a day depending on your grade level. So for example, in kindergarten, one of the so they'll be reviewed to reading and writing skills. Removing what continue to sibling and bring a star and then we'll also be building a goal of the film-based assessment. Reviewers I just have to copy well, this team, I'm sure that all of our instructors or educators as people to do something because development something and one of the other pieces that we is especially as whether we established stuff because we started some of that work last year and our focus group. That is really big feedback that really that's not other
So this is the end of the day, like if you're looking at the analysis of the students in our school system. Have we analyzed how they, again, there was an expectation at the beginning, but that they were all, these are assessments or measures. Now we have a team. Have we looked at growth at individual years? What kinds of students?
and then here for that high level. I mean, you really want to. You also make sure that regardless of if you are if you're good, I would see that like that's a little while. Let's just try that whole way. I also want to see how they grow. They're not growing enough, but they such a that's.
Yeah, I mean, as I think of it, if the beginning of your assessment showed the same today, improve. If we focused on that red and yellow, at the beginning of the year, end of year, we were able to show that. And to show for it.
So if now is not to look to do that, the testing that we get for opportunity to make. So it's really exciting. That's why. One more.
Appreciate that. All right, just other quick things that I want to mention in part number one. I discussed just really briefly that we will be in the two sections of kindergarten and Hartford, section that they call normal increase. And just the what is obviously key for now. Starts tomorrow, but I'm just been well, we have a lot of new friends, which is fantastic. Is basically proud of. So I'm very serious to John. They did come in with from where they are. students of whether they are in college job, welcome them first thing. In that same vein, I know that over the course of the years, talks about are we for the rest of the past, you know, that director of insurance and regulations, talk about presentation today, that is yeah, I think some friends first to consider and some thoughts on
Thank you. So I just went right into this, and I did talk about special education and about student services as well. So special education is a small portion of our students, but student services is something that's supported, student services support all of our students. So this is going back 10 years and looking at the number of special education students we've had in district and a percentage of the district population. You see, we stayed about steady for 5 years. And then the last 5 years, we've seen a significant increase every year. This actually is, I think it's changed a little bit. We have even more now. And this includes students that went up to 3 to 7. So if we look, we go back even to 2018, 19, we're looking at about 12-13%. We're going to be starting off the year with approximately 20% of the students as a special education. So that's a significant, especially over the last. That includes all of the students. So yes, so the student, yes, there's still an Hartford public school student more responsible for that. Yeah, so they would be included. Correct. There's something to keep in mind. This is last year, the state of Connecticut on the 22-23 school year, they said the state average between 17 and 18%. And if you look at our number from Hartford, right, on the state average. So this is not just an Hartford trend, it's a trend across the state. I think this is kind of I think there's a couple of you know, multiple, there's a lot of opinions about it. Part of it is COVID. Part of it is, making sure we're servicing students and saying, was it because they had learning loss or do they have a and so I think we spent some time making sure that they had the learning and instruction that they needed before I go. There's also been a lot of new legislation on dyslexia in the state. That's right now the highest number of 13 identified categories for special education. Right now, dyslexia has the highest number of students, and that is very recent in Connecticut and across the state to identify students with dyslexia, helping them. Yeah. Who identifies it? How's that identified? So it kind of goes back to what Heather was talking about when we're looking at part of the increase in the trend is, if we go back 10 years, we just like take every year looking at that. So when you're looking in the same thing, just put into that area, front end of dribbles, then we talk to the classroom teacher and say, are the concern for a lot of times these students are not making adequate progress. We meet together as a team, and we put some things where we're doing some more targeted. And then if they're still not making progress, then a meeting is held, and whatever the concern is, whether it's a special education teacher that looks at reading, whether it's the way that they think the college is testing. So we identify them through a pretty lengthy process. But in terms of like, did that answer your question? Or we are looking at like the specific quality.
But just giving you, just the yearly kind of thing. This is what we're projected to start the year off. Uh, Just an example, our OT, we do not have a full-time occupational therapist in district. We track out. So because of the increase in need, you can see the increase in the number of students, you can see the direct service hours, hours. So we actually contracted for an additional day for next year. So, so those are those students that we identify that maybe aren't doing so well, and so this is kind of that function that's offers themselves as targeted to help increase scientifically research. And when I talk about not only special education, but the student services, so a big thing that started last year before I came on board, there was the idea that we're going to get to the health grant, but we partnered with education for health before we had that grant. And so we started this person last year. She is from Connecticut Community Republic. She's done a great job in our school district so far. She's a very unique. She basically has two roles. So 3 days a week, she is a clinician, she's a mental health professional. And just like we make a outside, we make a meeting with outside therapists and go through building just somebody that's does it in a student base. So she does that 1 day a week in one of our schools. And then the other 2 days a week, she's working at New Hartford out in the school counselor, supporting the mental health needs, and individual counseling students. So that just was started last year. She already has a wait list. Right now, she's seeing about 20 of our students. And this is really helps to get rid of the stigma of seeing a therapist and be a bridge to services and getting it out therapist. No. So we just started that last year. Like I said, we already on the wait list. It continues out. We continue these services throughout summer at Connecticut Junior Republic, and we're continuing to try to think about it. She only has 2 days a week. And when we look at the mental health needs, we were trying to balance the number of people. So we have a social worker, one who goes work on the district. She spends most of her time at Angelini and at Naperville. And since to make it a little bit easier for her and to use this as a resource, spread across things. So we did get the behavioral health grant. We have this for 1 year. They said guaranteed. The state told us it would be for 2 years. When I get the money, I'll do that. But so what we've done with this grant, it is paying for the CJR collaboration. So we do pay for like 2 days a year. The school counselor. The rest of the 3 days as that mental health clinician is. We've added a full-time school counselor that would be working at Angelini, Naperville, and Hartford Elementary. She's going to help oversee the ruler implementation lessons in the classroom. She's also going to work with students, staff, and teachers for a lot of those everyday concerns that come up. There's a lot of concerns that the schools psychologists have to deal with the increase in special education numbers. It's very hard for them to balance all of those things we are seeing in mental health units. We'll do that as well. Part of this behavioral health grant, we built in collaboration time. We're purchasing a curriculum to provide those targeted interventions for mental health support in schools. The work is also providing the money we save for salaries. Some of the paraeducators that work with some of our behaviorally challenged students. We do contract with a board certified behavior analyst, something that they work at, and the why students are feeling this way they are, if they're exhibiting some challenging behaviors. So typically, we would just have them basis. Next year, we're going to have them come in one day a week and get stuff to really help with the features and stuff. And we're also putting together, social workers putting together family and community resource information. So this is all part of the behavioral health plan. All fun. Yeah, so the CJR person, he works 3 days a week that she is a mental health clinician. It's family insurance. You know, you don't pay for her. We just provide the space. Sometimes a lot of times with families, especially, it's really hard to get appointments after school hours, or parents work, or there's a lot of getting house community expenses. So by providing here, we're hoping that reduce the stigma of nothing that people can do. Yeah, that's part of. We built that. No, no, it's all paid for. Any other questions about that? And then just thinking about the caseload again, I caseloaded the numbers that the insurance have right now. Caseload for special education teachers that you are 14 students. Yeah, I can see that maybe increase in our numbers. The caseload for special education teachers is rising, and it brings the attorney. So like I said, the social worker, the psychologist, this is just generally on their caseload, they see the authority and feelings to go. So any kinds of emergency, this is really the the everyday things that come up. This doesn't include any segmentation or how do you identify students. The school psychologists might be really important. Athletes, probably in an hour and a half to 2 hours but one of them. So that's why we last year had that collaboration with CBR, and then for the mental health.
So I am extremely proud of the work that we do across the board, very particularly how we take care of our most sensitive population, our students that are in need across the board, whatever it may be. I'm extremely proud of that. Mike is up here presenting, but he's extremely humble. He wrote the grant, worked with a team of folks to get that in place, and had a plan and vision for it, to execute it and make that work based on the needs, responding to needs of our families and our students. So I'm extremely proud of Mike's work there. We also wanted to make sure the board was aware. I feel like I'm always in budget season. Is that fine? Yep. So with that in mind, looking at those caseload numbers, we want to make sure that we're providing the best education that we can for our students, mental health wise, academically, and behaviorally as well. So when you're looking at those numbers, you don't just say, oh, this school psychologist sees 30 kids a week. You know, what about all those gaps in time? As Mike alluded to, they're also testing students. They're also participating in PPTs. They're spending time on the phone with families to inform them of the results of any of the testing and evaluation that they've put forth. And it's very comprehensive and it's in depth. We do a lot of amazing gold standard evaluation to make sure that we're not leaving any rock unturned to make sure that we can support our students across the board for whatever need they are. So school psychologists, yeah, may have 30 students and you're thinking, okay, divide that up, what's the time? They'll always be in group, might be individual, and their time is stretched. As well as our special education teachers. And those needs vary. So I may have needs just in writing or in reading, but my colleague next to me that's in class with me may need reading, writing. They also have speech, language, they have occupational therapy needs as well. And those across the board, when that case manager is held to a caseload of 14 to 20 students, that can become overwhelming pretty quick from not just the paperwork that we're putting into our CP sets and our state reporting system, but again, communicating with families, making sure that paraeducators know the exact goals that students are working on, having progress monitoring checks, connecting with the classroom teacher and across the board, make sure that our students, again, have everything that they possibly need. With numbers like that, with 87 students in climbing, it would be foolish of me not to recommend that we look into seriously hiring another special education teacher to provide the necessary support for students. Otherwise, we're going to be burning out our teachers and our staff that are doing yeoman's work right now. And they're doing a very, very nice job supporting our students, but we don't want to see them overtaxed. So we will continue this discussion, obviously, during our budget season, but wanted to do a sneak preview historically, where we are, why we're at where we are, and then move forward with recommendations to provide the services that we need to for our community. Use the button to spend. That's okay.
You're giving it information to be for your budget or it's coming in?
Right now, we're at 87 students. There's another student that just, enrolled that's needs as well. But I know through our intervention, when you see students at the well below and the below, as you've been pointing out, that's not okay. Right. So we have to dig deeper and see what is going on there. Is it more than just regular education instruction that it provides students? So I anticipate that number to climb. As we're identifying students throughout the course of the year, that number is going to increase. That's my projection. So I'm telling you that so that we are all aware that as student needs grow, we need to be responsible.
So are you proposing that we look into give grant hire another person at that?
It may happen. I don't foresee a grant right now. I'm just informing the board of what our status is in the special education room and our services that we provide, so that when it does come to budget season and I'm proposing this, we have some background now, right? Some information to justify. If there's needs to offset that, absolutely looking. All right, moving on to superintendent's report number 3. Just wanted to go over some exploratory projects real quickly with everybody. Sure. Starting off with a solar energy grant application that we've recently submitted. So I've been working with Community Solar to offset some costs of increasing electricity in our district. The goal is to start here at Antolini and take a look at our campus to see where solar panels would be most beneficial, with the ultimate goal of removing the electric bill for Antolini for years and years to come. So we've submitted a grant application with a service bond of $3,700, which was accepted by Eversource. And it's basically they have several models. And the one model that we looked into that would make the most sense, when I say we, I consulted with our first selectman, Dan Jerem, in terms of type of reverse mortgage, or reverse loan, I should say, not mortgage. A reverse loan where the money that is being generated from our solar panels would offset the cost of the electricity. And that would be over a 20-year term to be renegotiated at between years 20 and 25, because they don't contract longer than 20 years with Eversource. So we've applied now to see if we would be eligible for this type of grant that the federal government is providing. So more to come on that. That's kind of where we are right now. Again, the goal is then to look here with engineers, determine what the best location is for the panels. When we look to place them on top of our beautiful brand new roof with a very special membrane, the warranty on the roof would absolutely not be, it would be voided if we placed the bracket system for our solar panel. So to do that, the specialized bracketing system alone would be $700,000. So placing on the roof is probably not going to be the right way to go about. So we may look into other places. Again, that's going to take some significant engineering and thought. Where do we get the most sunlight? Where are we going to capture the most energy for our building? The goal again is to take Antolini's electricity cost from the town. They projected the savings at an amortization schedule of about $1.2 million over the course of 20 weeks. That's a pretty quick description on that one project that I've been working on during the summertime. Another project, the request of the Board of Finance when we were discussing costs for fuel and oil was to look into propane. So I've been working with Polcom out of Torrington to look into our existing oil burning infrastructure, our burners, and changing them over to propane. Because in the next couple of years, a large capital project will be coming our way, and that is the removal of 10,000 gallons oil tanks that are under the ground right now. Difficult to inspect, difficult to clean, not the most energy efficient. And the list goes on. To remove them right now, and this is at a quote that I just received recently, would be about $1.4 million over the course of the next 4 years. That's a significant amount of money to remove them, have the right DEP standards and testing for soil, and then reinstall them, repipe them, make sure that they're operating correctly. So the Board of Finance asked that I consider looking into propane. So I've started that exploration project only. Installing at Antolini here would be somewhere in the realm of $65,000 to install 4 1,000 B2 tanks, or not B2 gallon tanks of propane here. That's subject to change and a need and further research. It also does not include the conversion of our oil burners over to propane. So some are able to do that. At Bakerville, for example, if not, we'd have to go with a whole new propane burner at our school at Bakerville. New Hartford, we may be able to swap over and say we're with Antolini, but it wouldn't be burning at the highest efficiency rate. So we'd have to look into perhaps purchasing boilers that are much more high efficient. When I say efficiency rates, we're at 80% with oil for homeowners that have oil, and we want to be up in the 90+ range for propane. So we have a lot more work to do to see if this would be advantageous, save the town money. It's just another project that I've been working on. Not lastly, thirdly, indoor air quality and HVAC requirements have been updated by the state of Connecticut. The Public Act 23-167 says that we now, on a yearly basis, need to evaluate our indoor air quality for our buildings and also our HVAC system inspections in all schools. This doesn't have to be done until January 1st of 2025, but I want to make the board aware of that I'm already looking to work with contractors because I don't want to wait till the last minute with every single school district, and multitude of schools in every single district, to then try to get them on board and getting different agencies to provide these evaluations. The state has not provided what form needs to be collected or anything of that nature, but I just want to give us the heads up that a couple of years, I'm not in the planning phase of that, but that will be a requirement that we do that yearly. The Department of Administrative Services has that form in the boilerplate. They're still brainstorming and creating it as to what specifically needs to be recorded. So just a quick update on that. Here, cafeteria flooring at Antolini due to high humidity has been bubbling up and becoming unglued. So we are working currently to look at remediation efforts for that. Whenever there is any moisture in places that it shouldn't be, we need to eliminate it or tell the water to go somewhere else. So we'll be working on that. I'll be working with some environmental engineers to take a look at that. In the meanwhile, we will be eliminating the tiles that are here on the floor in the cafeteria area and placing new tiles down in the interim. But I want to further explore our drainage system, what's going on, why the water is being trapped under the concrete slab and it's not moving to other areas. We've been working with the custodian here, Jamie Hirschfeld, who's been phenomenal, keeping me updated with that, as well as Dr. Carroll. Again, for the safety of our students, we don't want it to be a tripping hazard. We want them to be removed and then replaced so that we are safe. Those are the exploratory projects. I also have comments, suggestions, help, feedback from you.
I would ask, again, this, each one of these is going to go to the facilities. There's.
Yes.
I'm involved in each one of these. What it's showing, but I was thinking how it works. I've never heard of someone talk about get control of the right. So I should be interested in understanding that. When you look at, propane, look at the case others, you should probably do it. You have TV on the ropes, wire, also big boilers. To have that ability to switch on and off. It's a good idea to have propane, to get rid of oils, and then the cafeteria, we place that place. So I have to tell you that it's probably good to go live a very good spot, a lot of from us, and there's nothing you do to get that. It's just like I'd be interested in learning more about each.
Thank you, appreciate it. And any knowledge or input? Absolutely. Where's the gym?
Yeah, in cafeteria.
The old basketball court? Yeah. It was done a couple of years ago. Got a lot of money we paid. No warranty issues there? I don't remember what got put in, but it wasn't that long ago. Because of the moisture content? 99%. I don't believe so.
Yeah, I'd say 5 years. That it happened. And it was not a cheap price. And I would think that whoever the supplier was, that it's Congress, that they would have looked into all of this.
Should have done their due diligence to test that out.
Because
Yeah, on the subcommittee level. Yep. Yes.
didn't they just replace some of that black striking too because it came up? And that was only like a year or two after it was installed. Interesting to know, like Tom Hass, the whole point here, guaranteed with this company, like for 20 years, I guarantee the floor will be fine.
Those are all my updates. Thank you.
Is there any kind of funding available? To propane conversion to do it?
There might be grants available, but I'm not aware of any as of right now. We'll only start working with contractors that would provide that.
The grants that you applied for, so the energy, was that to help with the cost of installation of solar panels?
Just solar panels.
So just for that cost, so it doesn't include the piping to bring it down, so they could put them up on my bill.
It would, that would be inclusive of everything. Whatever the project entails, that application, which has the whole thing, we just have applied for it to see if it would fall regular. So far, Eversource approved, without it to their. But don't take care of everything, stuff running, power, location.
Because when we presented this to the Board of Finance, I know there was some concern about the solar panels being visible wherever.
Yep, it would be it would be a point of consideration. We do that.
Right, so this
We
is
have-
Jerem also mentioned that there's 100 acres of the property and survey. This is a matter of wires. However they get.
Yeah, how far away?
So next time the agenda, we have, line items for the section of. These are. For the closing. So it's, but.
All right, I'll make a motion.
And something from stuff. All those in favor? Questions? Moving on to the minutes. The last meeting. Any questions or comments on motion to approve the minutes? Penny? Will you make a motion?
Okay.
Any second? Second. Any second? Any discussion? Probably agree with it. May I have a motion to approve the expenditure?
I'll make.
And second by Tony. Any discussion on expenditure report? All right, all those in favor? Thank you. Looking at the new business, so I don't know if you want me to discuss that.
Sure.
So
Start.
Jeff will start.
So as we close our books and look to see throughout the course of the year what savings we have approximately $25,000 in surplus in the 22-23 school year budget. A great amount of thanks goes to everyone in the central office for shopping different rates on everything possible from any service contract that we are involved in. So I would like to put forth that information to the Board of Education to then make a recommendation to the Board of Finance in terms of what we should do with that $25,000. Knowing that we've just opened up another section of kindergarten, able to fund that, that would be the most ideal. So one avenue that we could request the Board of Finance to follow is that we take the $25,000 that we saved this year and put it into the non-monetary account, which has been established prior to, and has $100,000 in it sitting there waiting for any emergency usage. So we can do that as one of the recommendations. More calls did come to the meeting last Tuesday for our Board of Finance. Yes, sir.
So, yeah, so we might modify. All that, but, I think. Probably, they have both, funds. But I think, from the sound of it, we have to support. Cost. So we could spend part of it. How many students will know in kindergarten?
60 on the money. Okay, right, last side.
It is 50K. Approximate number,
Say it again.
50K, that Carlson is that an approximate?
It's an approximate. Yes, because there was,
So with benefits, you're saying all in 75?
that's correct. There you go. It is accurate. Yes. So we had, a savings budgetarily for this school year that we're in right now. When, one of our teachers retired, and we hired another teacher at a much lower step. And then the surplus amount, when it was non-lapsing, will help offset that cost of this new teacher to the exemption. Yeah, and now the level of step when we hired them, which is
We're taking 140, put 125 in, we're taking 75 off. Believe it. 50 pounds. Except
yeah, the motion would be to put the 25,000 in there,
now you're
and then based on,
125.
and then we'll have 125 to work with.
Yeah.
From there, then dependent on the step that the teacher is hired with benefits, then we would take, we have another 40,000 in our current budget, right, for the projected already appropriated. Whatever is the difference, you would then ask the board of finance to use those funds. Salary. Total funds. Section. Already covered. Whatever the difference is. Or not. Right. Okay. How many steps did you take? Right. So we started.
We might just be taking the 25,000 that out of
That's right.
and leaving us still with 100. Okay.
I want to come with a recommendation from our board, I want my board to have information stake in it, what we tell for the finance.
What's the other ask?
Ask them that. Or get them venue money. Well, when I came there originally, I said, yeah, I'm gonna use all my kids. So they, that's the option that's going. And expressing what their moment wise are, and then they can provide that control. That's for money from the board of finance, or you can pay, that is not saying money, there you that. And then I told them I had 25,000 to offset that, and if the what would you like to do with that? That's the question of the general fund or not, last thing I told my board, tell me, you know, motion. Oh, then bring it back to them and say, here's how much funds. I want.
My question would be, we have 40 already in the budget, we have 25 left over. $65,000, that would cover the whole case, that's
Good, salary then benefits.
so why are we gonna do more finance involved if we have $65,000 in house? Now, we have to go back after maybe 10 more from then, but that's why we, that's all I'm saying, why we put money there to that.
I want you guys, I want to.
Well, I'm just saying, what are we doing with that $25,000? Don't put it in the thing, it's fine, we're just sitting
Back to general fund, that's on last year. Fine.
central back this you go back. We want to, it's our choice, we want to retain that fund, you know,
Right.
versus-
That's what I'm asking. Not which would come from the direction of this board, rather than I can take that. To the board of finance. Okay, this is what we'd like to.
what we need.
But I'm not, that we have actual. Focus.
That class is just the teacher.
If we're gonna lower the class sizes so significantly from that. Where we are right now, so if we go down to 17. 13, 15. That's nice small class. Here's that higher. Into the total dot, is that, yeah, that comes out of that. Which is what was in the original budget presentation, this idea that projection could. Do that. Now it's a plan of private teacher. You have to say their feet. board that does. I'm asking at the minimum right now, but.
You don't see the need.
Oh, you know, and so, yeah, right.
Brandon Beach.
And I need additional support for right now. Computer. Or if you look for that, I'm just in 16, that's for that. Great section, class size. Smaller class sizes are happening learning about instruction.
That's it. 72.
13. Tomorrow, someone corrects. So that's it.
17, 17 months that are affected later.
Probably. Something like that.
We have a kindergarten teacher.
The others, yeah.
But you don't think to make teacher, if she doesn't get it, if she doesn't get support, if she's not gonna feel that because all the other cases have it.
I'm not sure it's a question of feeling bad.
We're wondering why all the other two teachers have help, like, and I don't. And here I'm brand new.
Oh,
in the
okay,
group.
I understand that. I would be working with some kind of get an answer on that based on past experience. Because parents are also flexible and looking around, but not necessarily you're assigned one spot, don't move. Should be a possibility.
Because right now, the ladies that help the kindergarten teachers, they only stay in that one room. They don't go in. I realize it doesn't have to be, but it's just, that's the way it's been said. My grandchildren went to school here. Just asking,
Something with
well, you know, if somebody gets off school.
be gone. Sure.
Okay.
Or having any stronger opinions on that?
I said one other question. I don't have the budget with me. I was looking at this past year's budget when we had class sizes and the layout. And with the 444 now, have any other classes gone up significantly? Any other, I don't know when they are.
Yeah, I think it was like 438 or something. We're going to get a budget, but I'm not positive. It's one of the next number, but I can give you exact cost of the current budget. So I guess my question would be, is there any other class sections or classes working that are approaching another limit? Another limit. And we need to consider more moving around or something. Where I'm at right now, no, my biggest concern has been the kindergarten. We've got 444 total enrollment, 60, again, chronologically going down kindergarten, 60, 52, 64, 50, 61, 57, and then 75. That's for staff. The other one comes with the question that I'm going for at the spot where we. So. Yeah.
I'd make a motion that the Board of Ed allocate money to last. No,
Well. No, but those are the pretty-
Make that drop from the fifty, that's right. But that's surplus. Actually, we have the final numbers there, then I'll have to get a final. And they're well informed, I think of the situation is, of that stage where it comes. That does come. Sir, they were. They control it. They have the rationale now to understand all of that, so then we'll be taking our motion. All those in favor? Questions?
Policy.
It's the second reading, proposed addition to the infant education evaluation.
Mike, you did a good job explaining it from there. No question, look at it. Amazing. Mike is here.
With motion to approve the policy update. With 150 minutes.
Just remind me, if, this was written by who?
This is written from neighboring districts that gave input with best practice of how to conduct evaluations, how to send forth guidelines to procure things in a fiscally responsible way. Providing the evaluations are by certified folks that we are in control of versus just being anybody can everywhere across the globe. So it comes with the spirit of partnership, but also protection for education that we're doing diligence. Thank you. So you'll see similar ones that other districts that are save shipments, women homes have something very, very similar to this process. Quick in your packet, Will. You can see the copy from an advance CEO, Dr. Jeff Pitching, relaying the information that both boards of education in Hartford and correct to change the question change in communication. And that was sent over. There's this copy of this letter officially to from also Commissioner's office. With this, we're going to start realizing some of our savings, working with them as our risk, so our affiliated risk across the board from nutrition services to professional development grants. I'm very excited about that. Work, it's very exciting.
Thank you, Mike. All those in favor? Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Yeah.